Hello, everyone. My name is JD Calderon, and this is Indy Comics Explained. And yet again, I brought on another fantastic group of independent comic book creators. So please hit like, hit subscribe, share out the video, let everybody know we're here. And without further ado, I got this dude.
What's up, everybody? I'm JD Rosario from Unstoppable Comics, hanging out with this guy, talking to other comic book creators that he's about to bring on to the show. What's up, man?
But before that, we got this guy.
Before them, I'm not a comic book creator.
Well,
he's a cohort.
Okay. Exactly. Yes.
Oh, all right. Tom Hutchison, Big Dog Ink Comics, 16-year anniversary this year of doing this thing.
All right, cool. And we have Mark C. Dooley. Mr. Dooley, please tell us where can we find? Please introduce yourself.
Well, I am the creator, writer, artist of the actual semi-true adventures of Mark and Dee and its companion comic strip that you can find on our Facebook page, Genesis of a Fanboy. And we've been working on this for the last 10 or so years. Finally, we got about 6 issues of it, of the actual title and the comics in a collection of the comic strips in a collection that kind of looks like this. And it's a kind of an autobiographical series about how I grew up during the Batman era, when just right before that, to say you were in the comics basically got you the hell beat out of on the at school. But when that TV show came up, bam, and my world changed for a good 2 years. So, and then when it got canceled, it was back to business, So, but the good news about that is that right after that, I met up with the woman who would be my constant companion and love of my life, and best tax exemption, Dina. Because I can't write off that stupid cat we have, but and one day I just decided it's time to do our story and make it a comic book. And so far we've had some fairly good success with it. The good news is when I show it, I give out some copies to people and they read them and they come back to me and go, "Are you making any more of these?" And that's always good to hear. So, but we've got our the comic strip collection, and very soon we're going to have a collection of all 6 issues of the regular Mark and Dee comic, which is kind of an ongoing series that's kind of contemporary tales and the like. We're even thinking about throwing in issue number 7 when we do the redo, or issue number 6 rather, because that will be our wedding story.
Nice. And
I can guarantee you need to be there because the apocalypse will not be televised.
So, Mark
C. I'm Mark C too. I did it.
Right, there you go. We'll just stick with Mark Dudley for now.
Right,
so Mark,
cool. Right. So I'm Mark Dudley, big brother at Imaginos Workshop, LLC, and the art director for Shiny Otaku manga. And also proud big brother right now because 3 of the young folks in our group, they didn't win, but they got nominated for Zelda Awards. One is Tiny Andrews, one is Jan Apple, and the other one is Katie Hodges. So they got nominated for best web fantasy web fantasy series, and the other one got nominated for best cover for Zelda Awards. Zelda Awards is as an award that focuses on women in comics, so we're real proud of them. And 2 of our other family members, as we call them, won One of them is Rohagashi. She won for I believe best manga, and Queenie Chan won Lifetime Achievement Award. So we were really proud, super happy, man. You know, that means that we're doing some stuff in the right direction. At the end of the day.
Good.
You guys might know I do a lot of Afro-futuristic work. So my comic is Judafist 7 Deaths of the Yobi. That thing was 40 years in the making. So Mark, I can understand where you're coming from. And I'm doing a web comic, and I put it out physically. So if you guys see me at the cons, you're gonna see the Big Papa edition, as Jeff calls it, because I do it magazine size now. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
All right, cool. Let's get on Mr. Thane. What's up, sir?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Thane Benson. I'm a comic book writer and illustrator, and then my current comic is called Hellhole Quarterly. Volume 4 is on Kickstarter right now. The 4th and final volume for the series for now is on Kickstarter right now. But it's essentially, the way I describe it is it's like a film noir detective story, but set in hell. So all the characters are demons. But yeah, that's what I'm currently plugging. Thanks again for having me on.
Listen, love having you, brother. Grant, please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, I'm Grant Lankard. I've done a few comic books over the past couple of years. The one that I wanted to let you guys know about today is called League of Cryptids. Issue 4 is currently on Kickstarter. It's a lot of fun. It basically, in this comic book, Earth is kind of like the backwoods of the galaxy. It's considered like a more a younger planet, and a federation of aliens decides that they need to send people there to send representatives there to help humans develop. And the 5 members of this ambassadors of this federation are Sasquatch, Mothman, the Loch Ness Monster, Chupacabra, and the Jersey Devil. So check it out, and thank you for having me on the show.
You know how it is, Grant. Anytime. All right, gentlemen, I'm sure all of you seen, or if you haven't seen, I'm gonna tell you anyway, the show question, right? So do you find yourself working harder or smarter these days? And if you can, and this is obviously all related to comic book work, I don't really care about your personal lives. Just when it comes down to comics, what are you working harder? Are you working smarter? And if you can give an example of either. So, you know, and Grant, last man in, first man up, you're up.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm the best judge of whether or not I'm working hard or working smarter. Probably more hard than smart. I still feel like I'm not getting the returns on marketing that I should be getting. Every day feels like it's an uphill battle. I mean, I'm sure you guys have had those days where you're just like, oh man, you know what? I'm putting so much work into promoting this Kickstarter, and people just aren't backing it. In particular, I had 2 days where my Kickstarter total went down instead of up, which is always a bad feeling. So I don't know. I guess I feel like I'm working hard instead of working smart.
Gotcha. All right. I think, unfortunately, these things happen. Mark,
Yes.
Mr. Dooley. Right? We'll just go as Dooley for now. Like, because we got 2 Marks here. It's been crazy. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
you know. So,
Well, I would say I'm trying to work smarter. Basically, I'm trying to find my way into this new area of Kickstarter, and possibly trying out to go on my comic and some other platforms. But I've mainly been doing Kickstarter of recent. I've had a little bit of success with it. I guess my biggest problem is just trying to get the word out about this, about our books, because I know we have an audience. We have an audience out there who's looking for something other than guys in tights beating the crap out of each other in the far reaches of the multiverse or whatnot, and because our stories are pretty much slice of life, and we throw in just enough fantasy to get us all in trouble. So, it's all family. It's appropriate for, the, like, I would say mid teens to adults. We don't have any real controversial stuff in there, as outside of the drama of our characters, and we've got some great characters in those stories that would appeal to, well, just about every comic book nerd there is out there. So, because we're all in that group. So, but I'm trying to learn a little bit more about computer coloring and the like. We've got a great printer right now, Comic Wellspring. I'm not sure if any of you've gone with them. So they do. When the first box from them came with our first load of comics, I cried like a baby, because it was exactly how I always pictured my comics to look. And it was great. And we actually sold out that first round. So, but trying to make my way into the, trying to find the main market, even a minimal amount of fans, people who don't know me, who will know me through reading my comics. That's really what I'm looking for. And hopefully over the next couple of months, we'll be able to reach that audience. So right now my books are on Kickstarter. We're going to do the revival of the actual semi-true stuff. Do you
have an active campaign right now?
Yes, I do. But we're making improvements. This is one that actually has a slight mistake in it. It's missing page 6.
Oh,
that's my fault. So, so when we do the revival, first off, it's going to be this size, because I love the Golden Age size.
Oh yeah,
it really makes our comic strips stand out real well. But we're throwing in a whole bunch of extra stuff, and there might be a chance we will throw in the wedding story as well. So that'll be like 7 complete comics plus a little mini introduction that I actually wrote for possible publishers that would take an interest in this. And it was originally just like a black and white pamphlet. I colored it all up, and it looks great. And it's a nice intro to our characters. So, but I'm hoping we will find that audience very soon. So, because I know they're out there. So I still get calls. I still get email from people who say, "You just tell me how much it is. I'll buy it."
So so you would say smarter these days?
I don't know. I'm as dumb as a stump. I'm trying to work smarter. So
fair enough. Thane, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I guess probably both. I think I'm trying to do both. I'm trying to work harder and smarter. I think the smarter is probably what I should be focusing on, right? I can absolutely relate to Grant. I think several days in a row where my Kickstarter funds were going down instead of up, which is, it happens all the time. People cancel all the time. It happens on every single campaign, but it is very disheartening when it happens, especially when it's like a significant amount that it goes down. But I still like Kickstarter. I still think it's a great way to reach out to like an international audience, But I think the smarter part is like not putting all my eggs in the Kickstarter basket, where I think I've gotten much better at like pursuing other other ways to make income from my art and from my comics and stuff. And you know, specifically, I've been doing a lot of shows lately and kind of looking beyond. I mean, we talked about this last time I was on this show, but looking beyond just like the Comic-Con model. Like, there's like a big boom in like artisan type events, you know, where people buy their artisan whatever, their artisan breads and their artisan paintings and stuff like that. But like artisan comics like fit in there. And I was a little skeptical about doing it at first, but I've had a lot of good success in that. So that's the smart part, where I'm trying to do more and more of that and just sort of diversify my income, right? Which is smart for any business.
Seriously. All right, cool. Mark, you left us for a second, but you're back.
Man, I had to go grab something right quick.
All right. So what are your thoughts?
The answer is two-part, man, because I love to call you guys show the other show you guys do. I love to call it the Artist Intervention Show.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on there, and you guys were talking about some of the stuff I could try to do, and I action that stuff, right? So it's two-part because, you know, I'm a studio head, and I'm also a creator, right? So the studio head part, what I've started doing, man, is delegating a lot more, right? So as I've just started delegating a lot more and trusting the folks, the people, trusting my people, things have been getting done, man. You know, things have been getting done and on time, and you know, in ways that I wouldn't have even done them. But they've been really, it's really been working. You know what I mean? The delegation, everybody, and again, also I think that everybody feels a lot more vested because of the delegation. You know, than before, because you know, I was kind of, I won't say trust, but you know, I was more, like I said, I was too much of a big brother. Right. At one point, now I'm like, these people are, and I have to give my wife credit for this too. These people are grown, so stop treating them like they're kids. Right. So, you know, I'm reaping the fruits of that. Also, from your rehabilitation, not rehabilitation. What do they call it when you the intervention? Oh, the intervention. Yeah. You guys gave me the intervention. And again, my wife was watching that. She was liking it too. Basically, man, you know, I started trying to get, I got on a regular schedule every 2 weeks, you know, per page for now. And it'll probably tighten up because, you know, if you draw, you know, the more you get back into it, the faster you get. Right. So I'm kicking out pages a lot faster than I used to because I'm really back into it. So again, so I would say that was working more smart than hard, you know, the delegation is working more smart.
Right. So you're working smarter by making them work harder.
Right. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess you could call it that. Spreading the love, right? And from a creative standpoint, you know, I'm just a lot more efficient because I've been doing this forever. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, yeah, I definitely have made some pluses in terms of my work schedule for sure. Oh yeah. Well, what to show you also was that this guy right here, I put it out in magazine format. Now, oh, nice. That thing, man, I'm telling you, that thing is going off the shelves, man. All of our stuff's going off the shelves, but that thing's going off the shelves nowadays. So,
all right, cool. Tom, what are your thoughts?
I don't have time for smarter. Like smarter takes time. Yeah, smarter takes time, takes effort. Smarter takes me away from the work that has to get done. The scripting and the editing and so on. So Mark is he's on the ball there with the delegation is the smarter aspect, like building the team. I've watched people build teams to help them do things and so on. That's smart. Problem is, Mark, I don't trust anyone. That's where I come from. I don't trust anyone.
We're from the same place
to do the job. So you know, over the years we've had people that have worked for us. It's worked in various levels to it. And those that hung around for a while, they learned kind of how I wanted it done, and you know, we got it done. But when I came back out of, you know, my time with Aspen, again, they have a team, right? They had all these people doing all this stuff. And I'm like, man, look at all of this. Look at this infrastructure of how this works. And they've got like, you know, 3 or 4 people doing all this. When I came out of that, I was like, I either have to put myself and my business and everything into the hands of people that I don't know, generally speaking, or I just have to, you know, buck up and do it myself. And buck up and do it myself was doesn't work all the time. I mean, that's the other. There's not enough time in the day for it. But I think that's sort of an aspect of smarter, is understanding that you have to work harder, understanding that you have to stay on top of, as a self-employed person, however you want to call that, you have to put it on yourself as like, okay, here's the smart aspect. Here's my schedule, right? I'm making it, but I'm making it. This script has to get done. This art has to be done. This has to go to the printer, whatever it is. So that's the smart part, is learning that you can help yourself in those kinds of contexts. But the bottom line is, write your fucking script. Like, get it done. Stop jacking around, and that's been something that I've come into and out of, but I'm getting way farther ahead than I've been since we've been doing the Kickstarter platform on my stuff. So if my scripts are done, that means the artists are ahead and everything flows better. So I'm still in the do it harder realm of things, but if you're not hiring a team, you're not going in that whole route, there are still small things like just simply creating a schedule for yourself that can help you, do things better. And so there's a touch of smart, but it's mostly just harder.
All right, cool. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Jay is muted, so he has no
muted,
thoughts.
See,
No
it's
thoughts.
One of those days for me, guys. One of those days. I'm definitely on the work harder side. Just like Tom said, it's like the more I get done, the more I find that I need to do. Every time I cross something off the list, 2 more things pop up, and it's just like there's not enough time in the day. There's not enough time to forget about bringing a team on, teaching the team, right? Getting them to understand how to get things done the way I need it to get done. I don't think I'll ever work smarter at all. Just fucking frustrated.
You're just afraid that anybody you hire is going to open up your toys and play with them. That's all. That's all that is.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I don't even have enough time to open that up. You know what I mean? I wish you could. I got a few things waiting for me to open up, and I'm just like, and it's like I'll treat myself once I get certain tasks done.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like,
yeah.
fuck, and then sometimes the small tasks, like, third pass on a script becomes, I got to rewrite this whole fucking act, right? And it's just like, no, you put more work into it than you need to, and then you realize, no, it was okay the way it was. You didn't need to add all of this other shit. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I'm scripting, I take 30 minutes arguing with myself over one fucking line, right? That it's just going to get read over by somebody. And I'm just like, no, it's got to be perfect. No, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Hey,
it has to be done.
I tell you what, one of my buddies, I tell you what the prevailing winds of the Imaginos are, because again, I have outside people, I have other people in my crew who are in my head, and they're like, hey, bro, don't ever let the perfect be the enemy of the good, brother.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, art is never completed. It's just abandoned. That's the quote that came to me, and I was like,
oh, wow.
I feel that.
Yeah. That's the advice I got in film school. Yeah. I try a combination of both. It doesn't always work. Find myself always constantly working harder, but wherever I can, I try to work smarter. Right.
Right.
But it's one of those things. Daphne, she's on vacation right now, so I have to. Normally, she's kind enough to ship all my packages for me, right? So I was like, all right, I know how to use Excel. Just explain it to me. So she, download the little Excel spreadsheet from Kickstarter, import it into Pirate Ship, and ship it all out that way, instead of just filling out each one individually. You just do a bulk shipment. So that's one way of working a little bit smarter. So, and you just learn something new, and that's it. But sometimes like one of the things that I keep telling myself I'm going to do and I never do is get one of those programs that when you post something up on Facebook, it'll appear on Twitter and 14 other sites all at the same time, and you just post it once. But I keep telling myself I'm going to do it. So, but that's one of those things of, working smarter rather than harder. But, it's just finding that wherewithal just to get that done. Yes, everything does come from Daffy. So, but yes, and listen, I'm not all right. Thane, do you want me to play this video?
Zero. It's a zero.
Yeah, it's a zero.
You weren't prepared.
No, I wasn't.
Not
Not at all. Not at all. It was a terrible segue. Sorry, Thane.
Yeah, you can go ahead and play it. It's only like 30 seconds long or something. It's real quick.
Cool. Thane, I got a quick question. Do you do the edits on those?
Yeah, I do, but I cheated a little bit with this particular one. That's like a template you can get from a movie to make your own like horror movie preview.
Okay, good job. Still, regardless.
Yeah, I did tweak it a bit, but it's mostly the template.
Okay. Well, I still like it. Oh,
thank you.
All right, so walk us through. What do you got here, my man?
Yeah, so like I said, this is volume 4 of Hellhole Quarterly. It completes the story. So the story arc is called Easy Money, but it's basically a private detective. It's kind of like Chinatown, if you're familiar with Chinatown a little bit. It's just like it's like the classic noir story where this private detective, a woman walks in the office and hires him for a case, and it turns out to not be at all what he thought at the beginning. So there's murder and there's betrayal and there's all kinds of stuff going on. But it does tell the complete story, which is nice. So with volume 4, it'll wrap up the whole story, and you'll get the beginning, middle, and end of this kind of hellish noir story. So it's full of demons, it's full of action. It has its own sort of dark sense of humor, right? But it definitely has some humor in it too. But yeah, people should definitely check it out.
All right, cool. And you're doing, I guess one of your rewards is you're doing these mini sketches.
Yeah. So I have commissions on there, like little sketch cards through like big. I'll do up to like 11 by 17, like big commissions,
Cool.
Which is nice. You gotta have something for the big spenders out there, right? So the people that have lots of money, they can throw it my way if they want a nice big fancy commission, or if you only have a little bit of money, I'll do a sketch card at a reasonable rate too.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like the Galactus head.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah,
I like them all, but I like the Hellboy and the Wolverine is hilarious.
Yeah, that's very much my I'm doing my best Sam Keith there. Sam Keith for Wolverine there.
And you're
Max. I guess I got a lot of Sam Keith going on.
Yeah, no, it's good. Hey, listen, man, you can go worst way other than Sam Keith.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right. Now, how many books so far is in the series?
Oh, there's 4 books.
There's 4 books. Okay.
Yeah, so I've already been asked a lot, like is the series going to continue? And the answer is probably. Like I said, this wraps up the full story arc. Like this tells a complete story. But part of what I was doing with Hellhole was kind of like setting up. It goes back to Burnt, which was my first graphic novel, right? Which also takes place in Hell, but it takes place many, many years before the events of Hellhole. So they're both the same Hell, but Hellhole is all new characters, all new stories compared to Burnt, just the same setting.
Right.
So with Hellhole, I was kind of expanding on my Hell, my version of Hell, right, and what that looks like as an environment. And so there's lots of room for like other stories and other characters. And so I don't have anything finished yet, but I do have some stuff in the works that I think is going to continue kind of in the Hellhole universe. But again, it'll be new characters and new stories. But similar kind of like noir type stuff. Kind of like, you know, if I was going to pick a model, I guess sort of like Criminal. If you guys are familiar with Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips' Criminal, it's sort of like that, but in hell. It's like Criminal meets Hellboy, I guess, is the way to say it.
All right, cool. And listen, man, I always like your stuff. It looks great. You know, looks a lot of fun stuff. All right, everybody. So you got 10 days left, so everybody go check it out. You know, it's still a little bit of time. You're doing great, and you know, I know that's going to continue. So, all right, nice, very nice.
Thank you.
Go buy a book.
I apologize that I have to peace out early, but I really appreciate you having me on the show.
That's cool. Just let everybody know where they can find you and your work before you break out.
Yeah, for sure. So thanebenson.com is where you can find me on social media, you know, Instagram and X and all that. It's just my name at Thane Benson. But if you search Hellhole on Kickstarter, it'll pop up right away. The short link is tinyurl.com/HHQ comic. So it's Hellhole. It stands for Hellhole Quarterly Comic. That's the short link I have. But just look for Hellhole or go to anything Thane Benson. All links to it there.
But yeah, by the way, I'm a big fan of Thane's. I've read a couple of his comic books there, and I will definitely throw in a recommendation for the Thane's books.
Well, thank you, Grant. I appreciate that. We've crossed paths online many times, and Grant also does excellent. Like I said, I have to peace out, but I am also throwing in a pre-recommendation for everything Grant does.
All right, cool. Thane, thank you for showing up. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Take care, man.
Have a good night.
All right. Real quick, we're gonna move on to cryptids. All right. Grant, you want me to play this video?
Yeah.
Sasquatch, the Loch Ness Monster, Mothman, the Jersey Devil, Chupacabra. For millennia, these creatures have perplexed the human race. But what if they are forces of good? What if they have been sent here by a federation of more advanced alien species to help and defend the human race? That's the premise of League of Cryptids, a new comic book by Grant Lankard, creator of the smash hits Beowulf and Memoirs of the Morbid. His new comic, League of Cryptids, is a 4-part story involving these 5 creatures banding together to defend Earth from an invading alien race, just as one of their members is losing faith in the human race and questioning their mission. Check out the epic conclusion to the story in League of Cryptids 4. Available only on Kickstarter.
All right, cool. So Grant, walk us through this. What do we got?
Yeah, I think the video kind of said everything, but yeah, it's basically like imagine the Justice League or the Avengers, but instead of superheroes, it's cryptids. They all work together. In this particular comic book, they're fighting against the Loveland Frogmen, which is another like lesser known cryptid.
Where did you find that particular cryptid? Because I've never heard of them.
Oh my God, there are so many cryptids. Like basically, especially like in West Virginia and Ohio, there are so many hundreds and hundreds of cryptids. And I mean, while I'm drawing and working on these comic books, I pretty much have YouTube videos playing in the background. So I watch, or more accurately, listen to 1 million cryptid YouTube videos, and yeah, it's one of the many cryptids that I discovered that way.
All right, cool. All right, so this is the 4th and final issue in the series?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there's going to be a sequel, but yes, this is the 4th and final issue for this storyline.
All right, cool. So does it leave on a cliffhanger, or is this just like complete and then you'll just go on to a new adventure? Do you have an overarching storyline, or is just just one adventure?
it completes this storyline, but it definitely sets off a new storyline. And yeah, it does kind of leave on a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So I mean, when you were doing this, like you have your other book, Beowulf, right? Like, what got you interested in doing this with cryptids?
So how I got the idea was I was reading a book about cryptids, and they had like stats underneath each picture of the cryptids. And what it reminded me of was like the trading cards that they had for superheroes back in the 90s.
Right.
And as I was thinking about the different cryptids, the more I thought that, like, oh, this could kind of make a team, because you know how like every superhero team kind of has like archetypes. Like you have like the loose cannon, you have like the sensitive one, you have like the stoic leader. I started to see different cryptids and see how they kind of fit in with the work. And after there, I started writing.
Yeah, you're kind of blanking out there.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear you.
Sorry, I'll move the microphone a little bit closer. Sorry about that. And I'll talk a little bit louder.
Cool. All right. So I mean, so what do we got left? You got 8 days left. You're 91% to goal, so you're almost there. 125 backers is really good. Yeah, I don't, you're gonna make your goal. I don't see you having a problem, but I understand the frustration of people backing out on you. That's rough.
Yeah, I mean it's frustrating because we're getting so close to meeting the goal, and like this morning I woke up and I was like, oh, let's see if we're any closer.
Right.
So look at it and see, oh, like I'm actually further away than I thought I was. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating.
And this was a long campaign, right? It was like 60 days?
No, it was about 45 days.
45 days? Okay. All right, cool. All right, good. Well, I mean, listen, man. I mean, your stuff it's a lot of fun. It's cryptids. It just looks a lot. And you're also the artist on these, right?
I do a lot of the art. I don't do all of the art, but I do a lot of it. Okay.
What are you doing? Inking, coloring?
Inking and coloring, yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Who's doing the penciling for you?
And Antonio Pisana.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. I mean, very nice. Are you guys doing a good job? Like I say, you're 91% there, another 8 days ago. So, everybody, again, go buy a book. Very nice.
Thanks, guys. So, unfortunately, I have to pick up my wife from work in about 20 minutes. So I also have to peace out.
Yeah, that's fine.
I apologize that I have to leave early. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Everybody else's book looks cool, too. It was nice.
Yeah, Grant, just let everybody know where they can find you in your work real quick.
Yeah, so my name is Grant Lankard. I'm sure it's in the show notes. That's a very distinctive name. I think I'm the only one on Facebook. Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads. I am not on Twitter because I hate Elon Musk, but I'm on all the other social medias.
Gotcha.
The floor is lava over there.
That's right, buddy. Give him a hug.
It's a popular opinion, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Listen, he just needs to go away and just stay there. All right, Grant, brother, good luck. Be safe on the road, right?
Good
Thanks,
deal.
guys. Have a good one.
Take care, man. Bye. All right, now we got an actual semi-true adventure. Mark.
Yes.
Do you want me to play this video?
Yes. Go ahead.
Cool.
A lonely comic shop manager, fresh from a messy divorce, who has given up on ever finding true love again. A beautiful, adventurous world traveler and businesswoman who may be his last best hope. Two masterful role-playing gamers who scare practically every one of their opponents under the table. A homeless man with a mysterious past who nearly freezes to death in the back of his car. A young housewife who finds herself on a mission from God. And a wide-eyed wanderer trying to find his place in the sun. What do they all have in common? They're all part of our stories. Welcome to Columbus, Indiana, and these are the actual semi-true adventures of Mark and Dee. That's cool.
All right.
That's nice.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so Mark, walk us to. Yes, Mark, walk us through this.
Yeah. That's Mark. Well, as I said, my our series is autobiographical in nature. I kind of leave myself as a disclaimer in the actual title of the book, semi-true adventures. So basically the main book, actual semi-true, deals with contemporary stories that are mostly fictional, but when we did our second issue, I decided to do a early version of how Dina and I met, a little bit about growing up during the Batman craze of the 60s, then eventually meeting her when I got the TV show went away, the superhero comic book craze kind of went away for a while, and I wound up out in a country setting, thanks to my evil stepfather, who, and I met her. She moved in next door to us, and we go through all the angst of teen years, breakups, reunions, chronic illness, even the possibility we couldn't make a serious relationship out of it. But one day in '83, she finally said yes, and we did it. But the stories are basically about how we help out our pals at the Comic Cave, our personal ambitions. I want to try to become a successful comic book creator, and that's ambition enough, don't you think? Yeah, and about the circumstances that come from having that ambition. So, and then the Genesis collection, that is more autobiographical because it tells about me and Dina's teen years, growing up being bullied, harassed by school kids who just didn't know what to make of me, and then of course meeting her, going through a lot of pain. She went through a lot of difficulties in her early teens because she was diagnosed with scoliosis, and she had to wear a body brace for except for when she was asleep. It was a 24/7 deal, and that made things a lot really difficult for her because she was a very physical, active person. She really wanted to become a cheerleader when as she was getting older, and that just didn't happen for about 4 years, having to wear that thing. But eventually they broke her out of it, and she was free. So, but anyway, but it tells about a lot of the things we did for each other back in the day. One of the coolest things Dina ever did for me was during Christmas time. I had just started, my grandfather got me started on old time radio. And one of the things that came up was Kellogg's Cornflakes was running a deal to offer 4 volumes of the Adventures of Superman radio show. And I wanted those records. Unfortunately, by the time I found out about it, the offer was about to expire about in 2 weeks. You had to have 4 box tops of Kellogg's Cornflakes plus I think $1 to send off, and there was no way. The dollar wasn't a bad problem. The problem was eating all those cornflakes. Well, Dina found out about that, and she said, "So you'd really like to have these records?" I said, "Yeah, but I don't think we're going to be able to do 4 boxes of cornflakes. First off, stepdad wouldn't let that happen. And second, he won't eat it. And third, we won't eat them." But come 2 days before Christmas, me and Dee had our little gift exchange. I gave her a ruby necklace, and she gave me those 4 volumes.
Oh, that's cool.
And I looked at her and went, how did you get these? And she just looked me straight in the eye and says, "Till the day I die, I will never tell you." And by God, that's the day I declared my love for her.
Wow.
And that was just so cool. The only thing is, I can only figure her dad had something to do with this. And I had this sneaking suspicion that somebody is sitting in the kitchen with 2 big old, cooking bowls of cornflakes trying to eat all that stuff. So we ended that comic strip with him sitting there eating meat, speculating in the caption, "Just what happened to those cornflakes?" And he's there,
that's cool.
"Man, I hate cornflakes."
So, Mark, are you the artist as well as the writer?
I'm the writer, artist, damn near a faint praise.
Right.
So anything you find bad in there, that's all my fault. That's on me. So, but I just love what I'm doing. I retired from gainful employment so I could do all this. I'm now coming up on 70 in a few months, and I figured this is time to get as much work done as you possibly can before the great creator says, "I need you upstairs." So,
Right.
but but like I said, we do have a little fantasy we throw in there every now and then, particularly Dina learning how to fly thanks to God, who happened to be in the neighborhood. And setting her on a mission for life. And I won't talk about what that is, but it's something that in the end she had a visitation from the other guy. And I love writing his dialogue. It was just, "Oh, would you like an apple?" No thanks. Oh, apples are so good. They're full of vitamins and minerals and knowledge. So but it's there are further stories down the road in that neighborhood. But one of the we've done 5 issues of the regular title. I'm working on number 6 right now, The Wedding Story. And we also did a Christmas special where Dee and I hardly even figure into it outside of the cover and a couple of scenes. It's all about our friends at the Comic Cave. And it deals with a future story where our other hero, Mickey the Wookiee Walton, meets. He's had an encounter with this beautiful Liverpool businesswoman who's as in love with him as he's in love with her, but he's struggling because he just came out of a nasty divorce, and he's got it in his head, I'll never find love like that again. And then all of a sudden here she comes. She's rich, she's an adventurer, she's a comic book and fantasy geek. She may have even more knowledge about Hammer films than he does. and he is the expert around here. So but it's set during Christmas time, and it's really a love letter to all of our friends and families. I really love putting that one together. I still consider it one of the best things I've ever done, and it's part of this thing. So we threw it in there, but I just love what I'm doing right now. I'll say this right up front. I love superheroes. I envy guys like Mark Waid and Marv Wolfman and all them guys, Dan Slott and the like, who can come up with a brand new way for Spider-Man to tear Doc Ock a new one. I'm just not that guy. Mm-hmm. I love stories about real people and the situations they get into, and that's where I've found my niche. So and just do stories from the heart as best as I can, and not screw up on the drawing board.
Right.
Cool. I mean, you got another 20 days left. I mean, you got some work to do on the money part, but yeah. Hopefully, we got some people looking at it and get you to where you need to be. Good job. I like it. It looks really quaint. I mean, it looks really, really cool. I like it.
I love the branding I did, where that's me and Dee standing back to backs are going to be our brand for the DeWalt Printworks. Yeah. So
you got me on the quaintness, and as well as I love slice of life stories. Even in superhero stories, I like putting them in there, because I think it emotionally grounds the work, right?
We don't wear the costumes. If I let them, they would, but you don't want to see it.
The thing looks great, though, man. I mean, for me, for what you're doing, man, the way that what you're trying to give the audience, man, the thing looks great. I'm a big fan of a lot of the old strips and stuff like that. You got a lot of that old energy, man. Again, kudos, man. Kudos.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Now talk about another slice of life strip we got here. What do we got?
That's it. All right. So for once, I want to show you guys our website. So this is our Imaginos website right here, and I'm showing you that because I'm in a gifting mood. The crew is in the gifting mood. So what we're gonna do, I just put in the chat. We're gonna give everybody the Judah Fist source book for free. So at the end of the chat, by the end where we get done, man, just toss that up and everybody can go download.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Cool.
So also, I think I got another link up there to Judah Fist too.
This is it.
Is that it? Okay, hit that mug, buddy. So hit the what does it say on there? Here, read it on the web. Hit the read on the web. So I can kind of talk about it here. So actually, I'll talk about it right now. Then people can go check it out. Judah Fist, Seven Deaths of the Yobi is an Afrofuturistic hip-hop cyberpunk story. Those are things I really love: hip-hop, cyberpunk, African mythos, stuff like that. It's about this guy, Amru Jones, who's a bio-cybernetic weapon from our time, who wakes up in the future and he finds out that he has relatives left in the form of these 3 young orphans. So him, having made a promise to his family back in the day, he was always going to be about family. He takes custody of them, and he finds out that the people who he was battling back in our time are alive and well and a lot more powerful in the future. And they couldn't get him before But now they realize he has these 3 kids, so they're like, we don't need him, we'll get them. So ultimately, this story ends up being something world shattering, and at the end, it's going to be a story about a lot of hope. So that's Judah Fist in a nutshell. Like I said, I love African mythos. I love cyberpunk stuff. I'm a big Akira Ghost in the Shell fan. So at first it was a superhero comic, man, but then I discovered Octavia Butler, and once I discovered Octavia Butler and Daniel Keys Moran is another muse of mine. He did a bunch of stuff on Star Trek. He does a lot of Halo novels, and he also did a lot of stuff on Star Trek Deep Space Nine and stuff like that. He's a TV writer too. So one of my buddies gave me one of his books, the Continuing Time Saga, and that was it. At the end of the day. So I moved from superhero stuff to basically sci-fi stuff, and I never looked back, man. So probably it's got a lot of Hong Kong comics influence, and it also has a lot of manga and anime influence in it too.
So when are you planning on launching the Kickstarter again?
Well, the Kickstarter is going to be in November. Like I said, I'm gonna wait until I get my second chapter done, and that'll be late October, early November, and then I'll do the Kickstarter. I'm just doing the Kickstarter to get it colored for the most part,
Gotcha.
At the end of the day, and I had a colorist before, but I got a specific look that I want. So I found a colorist who could do that, and so I'm going to roll with them. And I think that at the end of the day, the story is going to be really cool. I think it's going to look really good, and I think that it's going to literally be like Mark Dooley stuff, in that there's slice of life stuff in there. That's that's the anchor right there. The stuff, his relationship with these kids. And if anybody's ever raised any kids, you're going to see him going through all this stuff. I don't care. The whole myth, the whole funny part about it is, at the end of the day, I don't care how many abilities you got. You can't fight social services.
There you go.
All of really that, like here right now, this is his social services. That woman, she's from social services. He's talking all he wants, but guess what? He has him by the balls.
Nice.
So again, I like to put a lot of, and I like to show that this guy has compassion too, because you got the guy usually it's like, oh, I'm gonna beat everybody up, but his whole viewpoint is this: he understands the system, he understands how the system works, he understands why people in the hood, that are doing stuff, he shouldn't be doing. He understands the dynamics behind that. So, where everybody else that he gets around are kind of bloodthirsty, he's like, what am I gonna kill these kids for? These kids are just a part of a bigger system. So I mean, that's what I like about being able to tell that story, and that's the voice I like to put in it.
All right, cool. Listen, so November, brother.
Yep, November, but it's coming. I'm excited too. It's been a while since I did a Kickstarter. I'm super excited just to kind of see the changes when I did it a million years ago.
Nice. All right, and now here's a guy who hasn't done one a million years ago.
Oh, I thought it was going to be you.
No.
Listen, same can be said about both of us. So
You're launching every 2 weeks. I don't even know what is going on.
That makes both of us.
So this is our celebration of the Legend of Oz: Wicked West. 15 years of doing this book in 2026. This is our BD16 anthology, part of our series. But this year we turned it into the Ozthology. So all 3 stories are all Oz, all Oz books. So the first one there is Overman Anu and the Invisible Bears of Vo. Samir Samau and Sean Lee on the art there. First appearance of Overman and most of the characters in that book or in that story. Then we've got the Glass Cat, who has appeared in our previous stories, but this is an all new adventure for him that focuses on him, and again, multiple new characters that we're adding to expand this Oz Western universe that we've got. And then the Silver Princess of Oz, again, a new character added to the world. Not only do we have the Silver Princess, but we also have the first appearance of the Diamond Peacekeeper. So we know Dorothy was the Ruby Peacekeeper, Witch of the West was the Onyx Peacekeeper, Glinda is the sapphire, and now we finally get to see the diamond peacekeeper. So you've got variant covers, of course. There's our standard edition there, little throwback to old school DC 3-in-1. I think they used to call them 3-in-1 comics or something like that. I always like those designs. So
Yeah.
let's do that. Let's do a little throwback design there. And then we've got our logo covers. There is Overman and all of his invisible bear heads in the background. That's done by Jason Hare, Asher B, and the Glass Cat, and Nia Rufino with the first appearance of the Silver Princess. Those are your three basics. And then we've got, of course, a Dorothy Gale cover, Aizaneto Adamar and the Flying Monkeys. We have Pablo Munoz and the Witch of the West. And we have Inkaru and the Scarecrow. And Inkaru is currently doing a Cowardly Lion cover for our next campaign that'll be in the end of July. So that's it. That's your basic setup. If you want to get it all, we're doing a new thing. You can get all of those covers together in a box. Do I have it close by? No. One of those black portfolio boxes with that Narcelio Sousa cover on it. That's exclusive to the box. That's not a repurposed piece of art. That's a piece of art you only get if you buy the entire set, and you'll get that box with the cover on it as well. If you've never read the book, you've got omnibus and trade paperbacks and catch-up tiers of all kinds, so you can get into the series. But if you haven't read the book and you just want to get the Ozthology, all of those stories are written so that you can just dive in and know what the hell is going on.
All right, cool.
And mystery boxes and special covers and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And then, of course, there's Big Dog Inc., just general universe books, Critter, Goth Day, Scheherazade, all kinds of extra stuff you can add on to just kind of try out some other Big Dog Inc. stuff as well.
Very nice. And these are all the anthologies, right?
Yes. We started at 13. It was meant to be just sort of like a play on, the idea of PG-13 movies. So I was like, oh, BD-13. We'll just do a fun little thing. And then everybody was like, oh, you're gonna do another one? I was like, oh, I don't know. Do you want me to do another one? So now it's become an annual thing. And those original three all connect together, the covers. But when I did this Ozthology, I was like, well, let's do our own design for this one and change it up a little bit.
Cool. Good. All right. Very nice. Well, I mean, you're killing it as usual. So, great job.
Yep, it's doing fine. If we get to 8,000, we'll have another stretch goal unlocked as well. We got the first 2 unlocked. So you get there's some bonus material in there for you if you're going to pledge.
Cool. You got 134 backers. You're well above your goal. You got 3 days to go. Very nice. You got those 48 hours coming up.
This will end basically Wednesday night, 11:45 Eastern time. So you got a few days to jump in.
Very nice. All right, cool. Good job as always, Tom. Good job as always. All right, real quick, I'll throw my campaign up. This is Magi's Grace 1 through 3. This is a catch-up campaign. I introduced 3 new covers on this one. This is Manix Francisco, who did the cover on this one. So it came out really nice with Grace. This is Ma Arna, who I'm pretty sure I'm destroying that person's name, but I found them online. They're really cool. And I just like their stuff, so I had that person do one. And this is Rod Espinoza from Adventure Finders and Courageous Princess, from Antarctic Press. So he was kind enough to do a cover for us. Thank you, Rod. Really nice. And, and I have my, Lena Dye and a few others, and these are some of the interior pages. So it's issues 1 through 3. It's cryptids versus the supernatural, and this team of Magi and Grace, they go in and they deal with those situations. So there you go. So go check it out. Thank you. All right, Jay, you're up.
Okay, so let's say you're in the comic shop going through the bins. You happen to come across the discount bin, whether it's $1 box, $2 box, 25-cent box, 50-cent box, and you happen to find one of your books in there, do you buy it, leave it, or sign it and leave it?
Yes,
Bless you.
Bless you.
Oh, sorry.
All right, cool. Mark Dooley, you up?
I'll sign it. If I got my pens with me, I'll just say, "Hey, we can do a little signing here, can't we?" I mean, they're all in the dollar box, and they'll go.
Well, it's not a lot. It's just one. It's just one.
Oh, it's just one. Well,
Yeah.
even better. So give somebody a thrill of throw a little bit of money in there. So yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Mr. Dudley.
Man, look here, bro. I found some stuff I did a long time ago in the dollar box, and I had to buy 2 copies of it, right? I helped you on this book right here way back in the early 2000s, Venus Moon, and we're redoing the book right now, right, as a manga. So I found this thing in the dollar box, and I was like, man, I literally left one in there, and I left one in there signed. I bought the other 2, signed one, and then put it right back in the dollar box.
Nice.
Just again, because I'm like, man, I wonder what they're gonna think when they get this.
Mm.
So yeah, I'll definitely do that. I've done it.
Somebody working up them comic books back
Yeah,
there.
the dude, man, who at the comic shop, I showed him that it doesn't work, and he was like, I said, hey man, you got a pen? You got a black pen? He's like, no, actually I have a silver pen. I was like, oh, give me that.
Nice. Cool. Tom, what are your thoughts?
It depends on what I find. There are some of my books that are a little more available than others, but there's definitely ones that when I see them, if they're in there, there's no way they're staying. I've bought books for $1 constantly. Some of my old school Critter stuff and penny stuff, and I know I can turn it around on my own sales show without any problem.
Right.
You know, some people don't. Well, I shouldn't say they don't know what they have,
Right.
even though they don't know what they have. That's why that stuff ends up in the dollar bin. But also, sometimes they just don't have the market for it.
Sure,
You
sure,
know,
sure.
that particular reseller might not do much indie stuff, and so he doesn't even bother. He's just like, oh man, indie stuff. I don't know. Put it in the dollar box. Whereas other people are deep in the indies and they're like, oh my god, I want Penny for Your Soul. I want. You know, some people are buying up Evangeline's because, you know, it got a movie announcement, you know, that kind of stuff. So it really just depends on your market. But I found my stuff in dollar bins on occasion. I will often ask if they have more. You get more of this somewhere? Because I'll take all of this home. And they kind of look at me like I'm crazy. But you know, it's there's the thought process of like, I don't want my books to be like looking like they're $1. And I'm like, yo, do you know how much Wolverine there is in the dollar box? Like it really doesn't matter. But at the same time, I also know that 9 times out of 10, anyone going through the dollar boxes isn't looking for my stuff. Like they're going to come across it and be like, I don't know what that is. And they're going to keep going. So there's kind of not a reason to leave it there in my brain. So, you know, unless it's something that I know, like those are out there, I'm not worried about it. If it's something that I'm like, well, that's first appearance of this character, whatever, or a specific cover that I know people will really dig on that artist, I'll scoop it up. I'll bring it back. The only time I've ever signed somebody's book is they actually had a Penny for Your Soul, an old Penny for Your Soul, Eric Basildua cover up on the wall. And I walked in and I saw that and I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, do you want another signature on that? He was like, oh, who's here? I was like, I am. I wrote that. And he was like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. So we took it out and I signed it and he put it back on the wall. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. Yeah, it's rare that our stuff is in the dollar bins. That's just the way it is. But I will rescue it if I see it, generally speaking. And I rescued a Dreamweavers out of the dollar box recently.
Yes,
that was signed by somebody too. So, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, when I come across them, and it is rare too, Depending on what it is, I'll buy it, and yeah, I'll generally resell it. If it's Tenchi, which I find once in a blue moon in a dollar bin, I will definitely buy those because I can flip those for $20-$30 a pop. La Blue Girls, I've never seen, either the Demon Beast Invasions. Once in a blue moon, I'll see like one of my old Golden Realm Unlimited comics, and I'll just pick them up just for the hell of it. But I mean, I see him rarely. Like Tom said, he picked up that one issue of Dreamweavers. But yeah, I'll tend to pick them up just for the hell of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love dollar boxes. The last time I went digging, I actually found Ben Dunn's first ever Ninja High School
Cool. Yeah.
in the dollar bin. Not that it's like a super expensive book anyway. You can get it for like $10, but I was like, that's the most random find maybe ever, is to find the first ever, a 40-year-old book. The first appearance of first issue of Ninja High School is just sitting in the dollar bin. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always say there's no shame in being in a dollar bin because you're sharing that box
with everyone.
Alan Moore,
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman, Warren Ellis, Stan Lee. You're sharing that box with everybody. I
Yeah.
find Jack Kirby comic.
Well, I find it's crazy too because I started out doing role playing game work, right? So 30 years I've been working for this role playing game company doing art for these guys, right? So what happens is that people wondering if it's the same Mark Dudley who did all the role playing game work, right? So cross pollinates.
That's funny. So, Mr. J, what's up? We'll answer your own question.
Yeah, so I left it.
You left it there? Why?
That's right. Leave it, buddy. That's what I say.
I left it. I left it. The wife convinced me to leave it. She says, somebody's going to find it. Somebody's going to find it.
Okay.
But I asked the person behind the counter, I said, are you guys going to get any more of these? And he's like, nah, I don't know. That was a collection that we bought. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And, the book was in a new bag because it's not the bag and the board that I would have put it in. It had all the cards and all the stickers from the Kickstarter in it.
That's real sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit, this is a great value for $2. I'd never sell this for $2. So I didn't kick in on who I was or anything like that. I just said, oh, this looks cool, acting like of somebody interested in getting more copies, see if they would have bit on it.
I get messages from time to time from retailers, and they tell me, "Hey, I just bought a collection. There's a whole bunch of your books in it."
Yeah,
I was like, "Okay." That's generally how it happens. Is people just move a collection, and then whoever they sell it to, they have to determine what they're going to do to make their money back.
Yeah.
But I always get questions, and then they send me pictures like, "Is this one worth anything?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's like a $50 book or whatever." So yeah.
And somebody that was in chat earlier, Screaming Space Skulls, also had one of their books in the bin as well. So they were an indie collector. They were definitely an indie collector, and they just they sold the collection.
That's cool.
So I was just like, man, they must have sold it recently because this book, I dropped this book in October, November. So they sold out. They decided to stop buying comic books quick.
That's the man. It happens.
Well,
But it was-
they might have been going through some stuff too, man. You
Yeah,
never know.
it was the first time I found myself in a discount bin. So.
Yeah. I mean, and you never know. I mean, someone might have just passed away, and their family was just like,
Yep,
Get
exactly.
rid
That could have been a possibility.
Yeah.
That could have been a possibility.
I'm writing a screenplay finding that Venus moon in that dollar bin was the beginning of a screenplay I'm writing right now. Called The Has Been. So yeah, man. Again, and with the dollar bin is part of the culture too, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've discovered a whole bunch of people in the dollar bin that I went back and I found all that work. So I
have to. Yeah.
Yeah, that people would discover our work and be like, oh man, let me go see what the heck else JD has done. Let me go see what J Rosario has done. You know what I mean? So I mean, again,
I found American Flag in a dollar bin.
Right, yeah.
Indiana Jones books in the dollar bin, right?
Yeah.
So
Listen, I went to Motor City one time, and I was looking through, and there was a whole bunch of, I think it was just X-Men, might have been New Mutants, I don't know, something. There's X-Men stuff, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, it's $1. I'll pull some stuff out. And so that night, I went on a podcast, and we were talking about books that we had bought. And I was like, yeah, I went through the dollar bins, and I found these things. And they were like, those are in the dollar bins? I was like, yeah. He's like, those books came out this week.
Wow.
And they were in the dollar bins already. X-Men books in the dollar bins 4 days after release.
Wow. Dollar bins are cool and flea market dollar bins are cool, and also I'm a big garage sale dude. Right, dude. I found a copy of X-Men 172. This mug was almost pristine. I found that mug at a garage sale. I couldn't believe my eyes. I looked. I'm like, this is a second printing. It's like, oh hell no. I'm like, 25 cents. Thanks a lot. See you later.
You paid cover price? Jeez.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. And I walked out there smiling like a little kid.
All right, cool. Tom, you got a question?
Okay, so honesty here. We've heard this term for a while. Superhero fatigue. And I was thinking about this the other day because people are now, as everybody was on top of it, now everybody's pissing on it, on Invincible. Is superhero fatigue real? That's sort of part one. Or are we just jaded as fuck as consumers of all of this stuff, whether it's comics, movies, TV, whatever? Are we just jaded as hell? Or have we reached a point where it's like they're just adapting the same stuff? I already know what happens. And so the interest level dwindles quickly because we already know what's I'm enjoying the show, but I know how this is playing out. It's not an exact one-to-one adaptation for Invincible, but I know where it's going. I know generally how it's going to end. So that's kind of always for me. I'm watching it, but I'm like, yeah, I already know. So that sort of plays into a bit for me. So is it real? Are we jaded, or what's your interpretation of that thought process?
All right, cool. Mr. Dudley, you're up.
And I've had quote-unquote superhero fatigue since early 2000. So, I mean, again, that's why I changed Utifist to what I changed it to. Me personally, I get tired. It's like I'll give, let's use Invincible, for example, right? I will give Kirkman a lot of props because at the end of the day, he had a beginning, he had an end. Okay, cool. I like that part, right? But having said that, and some of the tropes he didn't do, right? You know, having a beginning to end, you can't do some of those tropes, right? But I get so sick of basically them skipping the fifth act, right? So they'll go and they'll give you all the stakes and whatever, then they'll totally shit on the stakes on Act 5, right? And so I'm there for stakes. For any storytelling medium, I like stakes. I like for that shit to stick, right? Mm-hmm. But ultimately, in mainstream superhero comics, shit never sticks. It's like, man, come on, man. I mean, what am I doing? Getting circle jerked here? I'm smarter than that, right? So, I mean, ultimately, yes, that's a fatigue for me. Yeah, I think superhero fatigue is real. And I also think that it's about treating your audience like they got some effing intelligence, man. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, for example, okay, right? I know people who, you know, all it is boobs. That's it. No story, no nothing. And they like, man, you know, dude, man, my stuff ain't selling like it is. I'm like, look, that pony is already flipped a few times, dog. What are you talking about, right? You know, I mean, I've seen, I mean, again, we work in a visual medium, right? So you're going to do what you got to do. But ultimately, at the end of the day, man, with the superhero fatigue stuff, that I think it's real, and I can see exactly why it happened, because, you know, you sometimes, not all the time, some of these books insult people's intelligence.
All right. Fair enough. I don't understand where you come off thinking like you could just demand intelligence from these writers.
Well, my point is this, right? I'll say this to you at the end of the day, right? This is the thing, okay? At the end of this is what the whole deal. from an intelligence standpoint, right?
I mean, they just pay them for the work. It's not like, you know, they.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is this, though, right? Don't come at me at the end of the day. You know, if what you're selling, if what you're selling is calorie free shit, don't be coming to me talking about how nutritious your shit is. And that's what they do. If you're selling me calorie free shit, come on, let's be for real, dog.
Calorie free shit. That's a great band name, I think.
As long I'm saying this, they always come on when you talk to them like they're selling you the Sistine freaking Chapel. You're not selling me the Sistine freaking Chapel. This calorie free shit. Stop it. You know. Well, you know, I was thinking very deeply about this this story arc for Spider-Man. No, you weren't.
Hey, listen. There are levels to this game, but yes. All right,
I'm from the don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining school, Jack.
I got you. Mr. Dooley, what are your thoughts?
I think most of this thing with superhero fatigue is a creation by media pundits that have never picked up a Marvel comic or a DC comic. That's basically I've been getting a great enjoyment out of Marvel's recent entries, the Daredevil series. Ended us with one hell of a cliffhanger this last week, and I can't wait for Tuesday. And when it's done well, it captures me. I mean, it just from the very beginning, seeing really good adaptations of the characters from the Daredevil series, images that were created by guys like Frank Miller and Joe Quesada and Kevin Smith and all of them. That's when I know these people are taking it seriously, and that they have they feel responsible to bring that to the fans out there, but also, you know, do a story that will bring in people who wouldn't touch a Marvel comic if it came up and hit them in the back of the head. But there have been some bad ones for sure. The Secret Invasion thing. Some of DC's entries have been like here, and then there have been some that have been down here, and I think it's going to get better as James Gunn is moving his way into the DC, you know, extended universe or whatever it's being called now. I sure love Superman. The Superman movie was just that the guy playing Superman, he's come just about to the point of George Reeves, who was my Superman, because he is the big blue Boy Scout, you know, but won't put up with a lot of nonsense from the supervillains. So, and then he saved a squirrel. How can you not love a guy who just swooped out of the sky in the middle of all the Armageddon of the buildings crashing and monsters stalking around, and he grabs up a squirrel? Oh, that's so cool. But there may be some people who are just kind of tired of it. I'm not one of them. I can't wait for the next big thing. We got the Spider-Man movie coming up with God knows what's going to be in that, because we really haven't got a solid deal outside of, well, we're finally going to get the Scorpion, and we're getting the Tarantula or Scorpion Tarantula, and
Punks are going to be in there too.
Yeah, and but I'm looking forward to it because Tom Holland is just a great Peter Parker. And I think each one of them who played Spidey bring their own little thing to the table. That's what was so cool to see them all together, fighting alongside the characters. When Doc Ock finally gets his head straightened out with the tentacles, I sat there and cried. I went, oh man, this is how it should have been. But he went and knew it. But anyway, I'm in for the long haul. It's the Spider-Man movie, and of course, Avengers later this year, and Supergirl. Let's not forget Supergirl. I like her. I like her doggy. I love Crypto, and I love she's got an attitude. So she was definitely not raised by the farm people in the Kent household. So let's go out and drink, bitch.
All right, cool. So Mark, somebody's asking you join Youngblood next? What's up?
He's talking to Mark Dooley, not Mark Dudley.
I don't know. He's talking to one of the Marks. I thought that was you.
Never that, bro. Never that.
I'm not doing Youngblood.
Never that.
So Jay, what are your thoughts on the question?
Both. Yeah, there's a cash grab, and they're trying to push too much, or they were trying to push too much out there before it was ready, before it was vetted, before it was good, right? Tying the perfect storm of the writer's strike and COVID, and we got bad rewritten, reworked halfway through filming. Shit, even the Daredevil reboot, season 1 or season 4, whatever you want to call it. The very first episode had 20 minutes of brand new footage, right? Because there wasn't enough action between episode 1 and episode 4, 5. So that whole sequence between Daredevil and Bullseye was wrenched in the 11th hour. But the community is also a bunch of bitches, and they're fucking jaded like a motherfucker, right? They don't know how good they got it. We are all old enough to remember the Red Brown Captain America movies.
Sure. Yeah. When I bought Red Fear.
And you know what? And guess what? That was better than the Matt Salinger Captain America movie with the Italian Red Skull. Okay. So they're fucking jaded as fuck, little fucking cunts.
Hey, don't hold back. Just let us know how you feel.
Yeah, let us know how you feel, dog.
Say it all,
man. Sometimes shut the fuck up. You know, they don't gotta neg fucking everything that's out there. Yeah. Is there some bad stuff? Yeah, there is. You know what? It was the Marvels, the second Captain Marvel movie, great? No. But a good 6.5 or 7. I'll give it that. It wasn't fucking awful as shit. It was pretty good. Now, was there some awful shit out there? Oh yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. That was garbage. That was straight trash. That should not have been as bad as that was. Right? The first Suicide Squad movie. What the fuck was going on over there?
Yeah.
Right? The second Suicide Squad. Okay, it was pretty decent. So it's just like, shut the fuck up sometimes, man. Just let it be. Let it fucking be. Was I happy with the Fantastic Four? No. But could it have been worse? Yeah, because I remember a lot of shitty fucking Fantastic Four movies. All right. So sometimes people just need to just fucking to put in the fucking box and watch something else, man. Don't hate watch something. Don't spend your money on something else.
I'll get you on not hate watching shit. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't like it, don't fucking watch it, man. Right. Go watch something else, man. Peace.
And everything ain't meant for you.
You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't meant for you. Exactly.
Right.
That's a very that I will push back on immediately, because when you create an entire universe
Uh-huh.
that is all interconnected,
Uh-huh.
everything is for everyone at that point. Because
It's impossible
if
to
you-
make anything.
because
I disagree
if
with
you
on that.
make
All day.
something,
It's
if you
impossible.
make it, well, I agree, but you can't have the argument of, oh, that's not for you, that's for somebody else. But it connects directly into every other fucking thing that you're talking about.
It's just
So
like
if you're,
comic show,
so
right?
if you're going to tell me, but then I'm not saying there are people who tell you this. It's not for you, right? But then don't make it connected to everything else that you're fucking doing. Because then if I go and watch the next movie that is for me, I'm missing a piece of the story.
Oh yeah, they
Right?
definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
that,
You know what I mean? So I push back on that argument. I understand the thought process behind it.
Okay.
But
All right. Let me
when it's
refine
a
that. Let me refine
standalone
this.
thing, I'm like, yeah, it's a standalone thing. But you can't be like, hey, you need to watch She-Hulk, the TV show, and Daredevil, the TV show,
But that's
to
their problem,
understand
not
what,
our problem.
to understand what they're doing in whatever. But that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna tell me I have to watch it to understand it, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna tell you if it's shit. That's,
Sure,
that's
yeah, that's
all there's gonna
Okay,
be.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna tell you it was shit.
Yeah.
Was the She-Hulk show shit? Yes. Sorry, it was.
But
And
again,
I
like
was-
I said, everything ain't for everybody. Because I thought the shit was fun as fuck.
right. No, everything ain't for everybody because the crypto cartoon that had The Rock doing the voice and Kevin Hart. That's not for everybody. That wasn't for me. I didn't
I
watch
couldn't
it.
do the dog, buddy. The Superman. I couldn't do the dog, son.
You know, no, that's not for me. That's not for me. You know, I'm not gonna get down with it. But then I don't know, man. Black Panther 2 as opposed to Black Panther 1. Black Panther 2 wasn't there, man.
Sure,
It wasn't there.
I agree. But
When you got your lead being outacted by the other 3 supporting women in the cast, something is wrong there, man.
Well, the thing
You
is
put-
that again,
You put your money in the wrong basket, man.
Right. My thing is,
You did.
even with that right there, though, man, is this. Look, that's where a situation happened. Look, I think Chadwick Boseman was the man. I've seen him in a whole bunch of other shit besides that. But at the end of the day, it's a franchise, dog.
Right.
But even but his brother was saying they should have recasted it.
Yeah, they should have recast him. It's a whole.
Right,
They had a
but
whole,
see,
they
I
had a
like
whole bunch of
I
good
like
guys.
I like Letitia Wright in the first one, but she can't carry a film.
Hell no, you
You
right.
got, these are things you got to understand. Homegirl can't carry a film, man. You can't.
Look, your boy Dimson Idris, my man. You guys ever watch Snowfall?
Yeah.
Man, Snowfall was a motherfucker, buddy. And he definitely could. That rumor is that he's gonna be the next one, right? But he could have carried that Black Panther franchise like a mug for sure.
I don't know. I mean, dude, even Winston Duke outacted Letitia Wright in Black Panther 2, man. Come on. But so yes, sometimes they are jaded. All right. Secret Invasion, no, it wasn't. It wasn't there. But the Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel, it was nice. It was cute. But yes,
It was fun, too, yeah.
it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Right? They put it out there. Did my niece like seeing a female lead who went through the whole Spider-Man growth pattern of a young superhero? She got down with that. Could I associate? Can I? No, but did I see the parallels between that and Spider-Man, and I could get down with that? Yes. Was Captain America and the Winter Soldier or Falcon and the Winter Soldier a good series? No, man. But that was one of those things where it was, like I said, it was caught between COVID and the writer's strike. Right. And halfway through, they rewrote the son of a bitch.
Sure.
You know, so that's why we got the garbage that we got. And the same thing could be said with almost every major IP. Star Trek, Star Wars, Star None, fucking Spaceballs coming back. Who knows? History of the World TV show was fucking shit.
I want to know what Star None is. What's Star None? I need
It's
to know more about Star None.
It's a shitty ride in Coney Island.
The oldest roller coaster in Coney Island. They put a little paint on it and say, "Yeah, this is it." I'm like, no, it's still the same old fucking roller coaster in Coney Island.
Like, talking about Friday, you brought up you like the Batman animated series, not the Batman animated series.
Batman, yeah.
The Batman.
Yeah.
That was cool. I like that series too. There was a series of a Superman series that came out by Ruby Spears in the 80s.
Sure.
Right? Where you had a small little button at the end of it that showed Superman as a toddler. I love that series. That went nowhere. I think it was ahead of its time.
Designs on
Animation
that,
wise, dude, that to me, that damn Funimation Batman series back in the 70s, that animation was gorgeous.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit was off the chain, animation wise, man. But I mean, still had Batmite in there.
Calderon likes the Kirby. Only the mouth moves. Shot cartoons, right?
Crazy.
That's not for everybody. That's not for everybody.
Love for everyone. I love those. Though.
Listen, God bless them. When I remember, I saw them on reruns on the USA channel. I was like, oh my God, what is this for the first time, right?
What? Where the hell were you at?
Rosario's new here. He's new.
What planet was you living on, Rosario?
Yeah, man.
Rosario never even saw Laser Blast until we.
Oh hell yeah, he ain't getting no Laser Blast. Yeah, for sure.
But not everything is for everybody. Not everything, right? But yeah,
But you also have to be really careful with that,
Sure.
because when you tell an audience this isn't for you,
fair,
they're not showing up the next time. Hence the Marvels, because dudes were told Captain Marvel is not for you. So if you have complaints, it's not for you. And then when the Marvels tanked, those same people were like, well, where are the dudes? The dudes aren't watching this movie. It's because we got told it's not for us.
But I liked it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying as a generalization.
But I liked it. Tom,
right?
The one thing is just funny, man, because one thing what I can say I hate is, a lot of these fucking a lot of these internet guys, man. I can stand these motherfuckers, man.
Well, of course. Well, you have to understand that the internet is all performative. You really have to
performative. That's my point.
Yeah.
But it damages shit though, man. And so I'll just be like, look,
it does damage. It does damage. Right. You're an influencer, right? Your click, your title has just turned somebody else off of something.
Like I'll give you an example. A guy who I can't stand. Dude, that Star Wars Theory motherfucker, dude, I want to kick his ass. That dude, man, he talks so much bullshit. I'm like, hey, man, look. I'm like, dude, stop fellatiating George Lucas. The motherfucker ain't a genius. Okay? He hit a good lick. I like the lick he hit. But then later on, he had 3 other things. Hey, buddy, you ain't nothing to write home about, Jack.
Listen, so it was his wife that told the good
story.
Right,
his wife is the one who saved that fucking first one. And then he got good directors for the second and third one. But after that, when he was doing that shit himself, hell to the fucking no.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? But again, it's revisionist history is, that's what I grew up with, No, that shit was bad, dude. Call a spade a spade.
Right. Wonder Woman 84. That was bad.
Bad. Call a spade
bad. That was bad. I'm sorry. It was bad. It was bad. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you got Pedro Pascal without a mustache, don't watch it.
Yeah, for real, ain't working, right? If he ain't get his head crushed by a mountain, or he ain't walk around blasting nothing with a helmet on.
Don't watch it. That means that they forced him to do something. So what else did they force the rest of the cast to do?
Right.
So all right, Jay, you got it all out now?
No.
Hey, man, I like when Jay shares, son.
There you go.
See, I told you I bring the deep questions when I bring them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Is all right. What's funny is I'm, as always, I'm of two minds. I don't feel fatigued. What I'm fatigued of is like what everybody else is fatigued of. Bad stories.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if it's superhero. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be anything. As long as the story's bad, who gives a shit? I don't want to watch it anyway.
Right. Hellboy 4. Yes.
You don't know what you're
Bro, that was bad. That was bad.
That was awesome. That was an awesome movie, man.
That was not. That was bad.
I ain't seen it yet, bro.
And I completely disagree with you. I completely disagree with you about Ragnarok. Because Thor: Love and Thunder. Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay.
We disagree with you because Russell Crowe as Zeus was incredible.
Bro, he's an Australian dude playing like a Greek guy, but giving an Italian accent. He didn't fucking take any direction, bro. Come on. I'm telling you,
that's the guy who serves me bagels almost every weekend. Okay?
Not a Greek guy. That's that. He was a Greek. He was a fucking Greek.
The fucking Greek restaurant. That's where I go.
All
No,
the
but
Greek
the
look,
show, in the movie, he wasn't
all
Greek.
the Greek
He's
guys,
supposed to be Greek.
all the Greek guys live in Detroit serving me and Tom Coney Island.
Calderon's
Coney
just
Island.
rage baiting right now. He's rage baiting.
Roy Kent as Hercules. Yes.
Who?
Roy Kent. Roy Kent. He's there. He's there.
Hey,
He's everywhere.
Mark, Roy absolutely can.
Yes.
But I mean, but seriously though, I mean, it's just bad stories, right? If Marvel's had a better script, basically, if they took out that entire section where they were singing on that planet, the movie would have probably been 15% better, if not 40% better, right?
Well, the movies are made by committee, man. That's the thing what happens. So we'll be like, we're gonna do this test audience or whatever. It's made by committee,
But you had a 10-year run of basically success.
Oh, some of the movie was garbage though, bro. That
doesn't matter. I'm not talking about garbage. I'm talking about success. They had success all the way through, and then after Endgame, that's when it went off a cliff.
Right, but Tom,
everything started falling off.
Look, everything after Iron Man 1, all the Iron Man movies were fucking garbage.
Oh, that's false. That's false. Right now, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight.
We're gonna fight because
They didn't have success. They had trust. They built up trust.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that trust let people go to watch the first Captain Marvel movie, which was garbage. It was worse than the Marvels. Sorry, it was. But I'd rather watch Marvels than watch Eternals. I'd rather watch Marvels than watch Thor: Love and Thunder. I'd rather watch Marvels than watch fucking Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, right. They should bet on that one too.
Okay, is Marvel's the worst? No, I'd say it's the top of the final third.
It's the only one of the Marvel movies I have not seen at all, and it is instantly at the bottom just because I've never.
I call it the. I call it the. I can't believe I'm seeing it on Screengasm. That's what I call it.
But I understand the stunt casting. They did stunt casting, which I don't like. Right? They had a popular K-pop singer in that musical number, so they can sell it overseas a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when they do stunt casting.
Still didn't work.
Yeah.
And are you telling me you didn't like MODOK?
You know what, man? Hey, I could have kicked him. I could have kicked MODOK.
I didn't like MODOK. One of my favorite shitty villains, bro. Fucking like MODOK.
That wasn't MODOK. I don't know who the hell that was.
That wasn't fucking MODOK, bro.
That wasn't MODOK.
That was fucking garbage, bro. You got any orange slices? Shut the fuck up.
And you know the real crazy part about it? They did MODOK. Who was it, man? I think was it MODOK in the Captain America, whatever? Was it? I can't remember. When we went to that lab, and that was MODOK.
No, that wasn't
MODOK.
That wasn't MODOK. No, that was It's Dr. Something. If you see him in the comic book, like his face is in the middle.
You mean Arnim Zola? My fault. Yeah, that's Arnim Zola. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Captain America 4. Fucking garbage. I'm sorry.
Which one was Captain America 4? Which one was that?
With Falcon as the Captain America.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie can't fucking carry a movie either.
No,
sorry,
and I like Anthony Mackie.
Yeah,
too.
but nothing in that movie. Nothing
the
in that
movie
movie
he ever carried was She Hate Me, dude, with Spike Lee.
Wow.
That's the one dude. He's impregnating all the chicks because he had no money. He got fired from his day job.
Yeah. I don't remember that. I didn't see that.
It was great. That movie was nuts, man.
Yeah, no. Forget Anthony Mackie. Cash the check. Cash my fucking ass. Get a fucking new star for the fucking movie, bro.
Again, bro, they had to get safe stars though, bro. That's what it come down to. Good, Anthony Mackie.
But he's not a safe star.
Coming up on that.
They got to worry about him saying no controversial shit outside of here because he happened to pick that check up, son.
Bro, I'd rather have seen Carl Lumley do more of the Patriot or the first Captain America.
Yeah.
Than what he did in there, right? I want to see the scenes where you cut out the kid who was Carl Lumley's grandson. Give me that.
Right.
Come on, man. Give me the other movie that had this guy, the wrestler, play one of the fucking Serpent Society that Tom loves.
Sure.
He was supposed. Who was he
Hello,
supposed to
thank
be?
you. Glenn Detail said, yep, Anthony killed Arthur Carbon. He absolutely
Yes, he
murdered
did.
Arthur Carbon. It was garbage because of him.
Yes, he did. Walter Carbon was bad. The season 2.
And he crapped that
All
mug
right,
straight. He
Tom?
crapped his head on that one.
Answer your own question, man.
I think there is an aspect of it that's real for sure. I know that I felt it in the comic book sense long time ago when they did World War Hulk, and when they brought him back to Earth, right? They did this story where Hulk was coming through with like all his fighting buddies, and he had Doctor Strange and Namor and I think Mr. Fantastic, and he was like, you know, you guys sent me up there. I've been fighting for all this time. I'm going to make you do it. And they were fighting and fighting. And this is really brutal, like kind of fucked up miniseries. And then in the last series, like I can't remember who, somebody was about to eat shit. They were about to take a mallet to the head. And then Hulk was like, nope, that's it. They learned their lesson. Everybody move on. I was like, what the fuck just happened right now? Now I know you can't kill one of these guys. I get that, but you can't just create this story where Hulk's like, okay, they've learned their lesson. Like, forget it. Never mind. And then, you know, all of his battle buddies are like, are you kidding? Like, why are you stopping?
Your superhero fatigue was for the books or for the movies?
From the comics I'm talking about. I said this happened in the comics a long time ago. Okay. And it gave me this realization of like finales of anything can't work anymwar. They literally can't work unless it's some sort of outside continuity type of story. And so that World War Hulk thing really threw me off, and I kind of started moving out of Marvel and DC comics like quite a bit. As far as the movies go and the TV shows and stuff, you know, most of it is self-contained. Like Batman the animated series, it's self-contained. It's not a connected thing. So we really didn't get the connected thing until Marvel started doing it. And like I said, it worked all the way through. It worked all the way through to Endgame. You can't deny it. I don't care whether you liked a movie or not. It was all successful in the populace's mind.
Sure,
it was all successful, and then it went off a cliff. And so part of what I was thinking about was, okay, most of what we got, not all of it, but most of it, what we got in that first run was adaptions of comic stories. Sure. And again, not one-to-one. They were modified, but they were adaptions essentially. So people were getting adaptions of stories and they were like, yeah. And then after Endgame, we got a whole bunch of stuff that really wasn't based on much of anything.
Right.
So
like a bunch of one-shots.
Right. So my first thought process started to be like, okay, is the superhero fatigue happening because we're not adapting something like that people know? Or is it literally just superhero fatigue? Like, well, we've had enough of this for right now. And I still don't know the answer to that. I'm still struggling with it. But, you know, with Invincible, now people are finding flaws in the Invincible cartoon, whether it's animation or the storytelling style. Just after the last year, they were just like, oh my God, this is blah, 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 blah. And now they're immediately like, no, this is now terrible. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So maybe we're jaded. Maybe those, even though they were these one-shot types of movies, maybe it was the jaded aspect. Maybe it was like, well, this isn't as good as Robert Downey Jr., so I don't want it, you know, that kind of jaded aspect. So, you know, I don't really have an answer. For me, I struggle with it because for me, I don't want adaptation after adaptation after adaptation because I already know what it is. So I don't want that story. I've been there, I've seen that, I've done that. Now I understand that the general world doesn't know how Winter Soldier turns out. I get it. But for me, I didn't want adaptions. But then when we did get new stories, they weren't working. So that comes back to what we talked about. Like they just weren't good enough. They just weren't ready. They weren't cooked enough. We didn't get a good enough thing at the end of Endgame. And that's possible too. So I kind of exist sort of in this weird middle ground of fatigue and jaded. But I have still like this hope of like, at some point we're going to get somewhere to sort of break through the malaise of it all. And then, you know, like when Deadpool and Wolverine came out, it was wildly successful, but it was wildly successful because they did something they hadn't done before, which is bring in Wolverine, right? I mean, that just changes the dynamic of the whole thing. That's why these Avenger movies are going to be crazy because the whole all the people are coming back.
But then
You
also
know.
too, right there, they brought in Wolverine, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna put some Blade in here. We're gonna put some whatever in there. You know, Blade
Yeah,
was super
that's what I'm
popular
saying.
when
They
started
brought
doing
in
that
these
thing,
characters that didn't
Right.
exist in the Marvel thing
Right.
before. So it wasn't that it was necessarily like a great movie. I liked it. I had fun with it, but it wasn't like a great movie. But they were doing things that we hadn't seen before. Same with that Spider-Man. They were like, oh, let's bring all the Spider-Mans in.
Right.
Okay, here's and all the villains too. So here's something that we haven't done before. We're collecting all this stuff and doing it. So you get kind of a it's fine, but you get the big sort of, oh my god, all the guys are here, and that's why the Avengers movies are going to work. But that doesn't necessarily make them good. You're now just tapping the vein of nostalgia, right? You're just
But
like,
it's funny
how do we get the nostalgia money out of people in
funny
these
because
films? Now?
superhero fatigue is how I discovered Big Dog Inc. Back in the day, I was like, man, I'm so sick of this stuff. It ain't funny. Then so I started seeing Nia stuff, and then I saw Nia at a convention with you one time. I was like, oh man, this is whatever. So I started buying your stuff because I was tired of superheroes.
Sure, yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, but for me, like my superhero fatigue, like people ask me all the time, what's your favorite book to write? It's Critter, and that's superheroes. I mean, so my fatigue isn't really like I hate superhero stuff. I think it's more directed to specific problems, like we've been talking about in this thing. It's just specific problems are sort of lurking all the time, and Hollywood kind of latches into those problems that I have, and then I'm just kind of like, I just kind of fall out of it, and I'm just not interested.
Well, you know, the corporatocracy is about products, not art. So at the end of the day, if they can commoditize anything, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's it.
Right.
All right, cool. All right, I got a quick softball before we lock up shop, as they say. Give me 2 examples of a mainstream book that you really enjoy, like Marvel, DC, superhero stuff, and 2 indie books. Now, what I'm looking for is complete stories, right? So, as an example, Craven's Last Hunt, right? Like as an example. So if you got 2 of those and 2 for indie, you know, and I think Mark Dooley, you're up.
Okay, well, on the indie book end, just about anything Terry Moore does nowadays. The Strangers in Paradise. When I'm doing my comics list, that's the first thing I start looking for. I don't do a lot of pamphlet comics anymore, but his stuff is absolutely worth the time and the money to put in. And anything from Abstract Studios is gold to me. The other one is unfortunately gone now, is Tom Balin's True Story, Swear to God. And he pretty much was my inspiration to do the actual semi-true adventures of Mark and Dee, because it was autobiographical in nature. It told a real story about how he met his wife, and sadly that book came to an end because they got a divorce. And so not all the great stories have a happy ending. So as far as the mainstream, I occasionally enjoy a good one-shot Spider-Man. I think the recent J. Michael Straczynski tale, which I think is due to be collected in a single volume very soon. I enjoy anything Straczynski does with Spidey. And let's see, and the some of Mark Waid's recent work on World's Finest is pretty good. So, but he's my evil twin. No, seriously, people mistook me at a convention to be him. John Byrne So then he saw me and said, you could make some money.
Oh, that's
Keeping
crazy.
yourself out as Mark Wade.
Oh, no, son.
Really?
Oh, no,
And
it's not.
then we actually met face. I came into this one big convention. I was trying to find the phone to call my mom. This is back in the day when cell phones were kind of, just starting out. And the convention people came up to me. Mark was the guest of honor, and they said, "Oh, we are so glad to see you. We'll take you over to your table and stuff." And I'm like, "What is going on?" And they were taking me right over to his table, which was set up right there at the admission booth. I'm going, "Wait a minute, you guys think I'm Mark Wade, don't you?" And they all looked at me and went, "Oh my God." Holy crap. Well, that came in handy because I'm a friend of Tony Isabella. And we have a contact every now and then. And he was at that convention and he was helping put on the roast they were going to do for Mark. And he wanted me to show up as his evil devilish son, little Marky. So I came in. This was at a time when Mark was getting ready to move to Florida because he signed a deal with that one comic series. What I forget.
Was it Cross Gen, Mark?
Yeah, Cross Gen. Yeah. And he was getting ready to move, and so Tony called me up, and I come running up there, and I put my arm around him, and I go, "Hello, Daddy. I love you. Take me to Florida with you." And at this point, Mark is like making a noose out of his microphone cord. So,
that's nuts.
Oh, that was gold.
Right. Oh man, that's great.
So, Mr. Dudley, what are your thoughts on the question?
Man, all right. So that when Thor was resurrected, when he had his series due when they were in Boston, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
that was hilarious. I love that series, man, because I'm a big Oliver Coipel fan, and I thought the series had it felt like there was some shadow. It felt like there was some shadows of the 80s in there, or of 80s Thor.
Yeah,
right. And so I like that a lot. Right now, though, man, the indie stuff I'm reading that I like a lot. I'm reading this book by Lulo Latapati, man. It's an image book called
Peppers.
Ghost Pepper.
Ghost Pepper. There you go.
Ghost Pepper is sweet, nut, and also, I'm a huge Finch fan. Finch, I like to Mark Finch, one of my buddies, right? Dave Finch, man, he's doing this book called Skin Breakers with Rob Kirkman. That mug's right? So those are the two indies, and then, like I said, that Thor, and also I like the Oliver Coipel one with Moreland with Spider-Man. They talked about the totems. I like that a lot too.
All right, cool. Tom, what are your thoughts?
So Marvel stuff, the only things that really kind of truly stuck with me over the years are I remember when the Mutant Massacre happened with the X-Men stuff.
Right, yeah.
Like that was just so out of the blue. I was like, God damn, what just happened? So I've always loved going back to that. And then similarly, as that story progressed along, you ended up with Inferno at the end of that years later. So they kind of tie together. So Mutant Massacre and Inferno are my little like segments of a story that I dig on from the big two. And then from the indie stuff, I've talked about a lot of stuff that I like indie, so I'll go kind of a little bit outside of my normal box. I like the first League of Extraordinary Gentlemen Alan Moore's book. I like the first one a lot. It's really good. And then Brian K. Vaughan does a book called Pride of Baghdad, which is a fantastic book as well. So, yeah.
Cool. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah. Wow. I'm torn between an arc and an event, right? Because Tom brought up the Mutant Massacre thing, and it's like I remember one year Marvel Annuals did the Evolutionary War.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And what I liked about the Evolutionary War was that's when they were going through like the reset, or they were testing out the new costumes for heroes, or they had the sidekicks, right? The seconds taking over. So you had Captain America, the US agent costume. You had, stuff like that. And then I want to go to a section in Captain America called Streets of Poison. And that was the first time that they ever thought of utilizing the serum as a drug.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty cool.
And Captain America wanted it exorcised from his body, and it got combined with a drug that the Kingpin had going on. So it had all these layers, and then you had Ron Lim doing the Daredevil Gallery, Kingpin Bullseye, going up against Captain America stuff. So that was a nice storyline. I think that was a summer event, but only in Captain America when they went bi-weekly.
Right.
When it comes to indie stuff, going to like one of my go-tos, and Matt Wagner's Mage, The Hero Defined.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then I want to go to Bone.
Right.
There was a section in Bone.
Yes.
We were building up to the Great Cow Race.
Yes.
And then the Cow Race arc was just like, right? It was off the fucking wall. You had an old lady racing cows, racing all these things, right? And it was like, none of this should fucking work at all. But they had been building it up for so long that I want to see how this plays out.
Right.
The Great Cow Race. In Bone. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. For myself, I got Avengers Forever by Chris and Carlos Pacheco.
Yeah,
I'm a big Carlos Pacheco dude. Yeah, I love it.
A lot of unfulfilled promises in that storyline.
Yeah. Planetary by Warren Ellis.
Yeah, that was dope too. Yeah.
And then for the indies, I got Lock and Key.
Okay.
That book, when I first read it, freaked me out. Like, I read it and I was just like, I remember reading that book and I was just like, I'm in the wrong business.
Man, one of my students loved that book, man.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing this right.
Right.
Made me reevaluate my entire situation when it comes down to writing.
Right.
He was just, I know he was Stephen King's kid, but I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay.
And his mom too. His mom is a horror writer, so he had the genes on both sides.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one is BPRD Hell on Earth, which is I think it has 5 volumes.
Yeah,
which
them BPRD books didn't get enough respect, man. Them books were great.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wish he would move away from Hellboy and do like a BPRD show. That's what I would like.
Me too.
Yeah, I think those are way more interesting. I mean, the Hellboy stuff's interesting, but I think that stuff's even better though. All right, gentlemen, we did it. We made it to hour 2. Thank you so much. You guys are all awesome. Thank you thank you to Thane and Grant for coming on. So let's start with Mr. Mark. Okay. Mark C. Dooley. Where can we find you and your work?
You can find my work on Facebook. We have a Kickstarter campaign for the collected actual semi-true adventures of Mark and Dee. And there's lots of graphics on there. You can check us out. And you can also find my archived work on theboss1.blogspot.com. I put all my comic strips and some sequential regular pages on there just to have some place where I can immediately click on it. There you go. There's your link. So, but hopefully we are going to have a website very soon. Hoping that by next week we will finally launch www.markand.com. And I'm looking forward to doing that if I can figure out how to put a freaking page to homepage together. Right. I am a bear of very little brain.
Gotcha. All right, Mr. Dudley.
All right, so you can catch us over at imaginosworkshop.com. For Judafist, you can catch us over at judafistthecomicseries.com. And if you will, in the description when you put this up, put the link up for people to get their free copy of the Judafist source zine. It's going to tell them a whole lot about the story, where it's going, and it's going to give them some free copy.
Okay.
All right, cool. Tom?
BigDogInc.com. Get your books. Kickstarter ends Wednesday night, 11:45 Eastern time. So you guys got about 3-ish days to go on that. That'll lead us into May for the final issue of Goth Day. Launch that May 22nd. And then I'll be on the road for most of June and July for Comic-Cons.
Nice.
Oh, I will be doing the Indiana Comic Con just on an incredible whim, because I thought we're going to have to skip it this year because I didn't have I can't afford a table this year, but I'll fill out the thing and see if we can get a panel or something. I was almost certain in my head. Well, there's his thing. And 3 days later, they sent me an email saying you're in.
All right, that's cool.
Good.
Wow. So what the hell do I know?
Yeah, we're going to be at Motor City Comic Con this year too, on Imaginos Workshop.
Cool. Nice. Mr. J, where can they find you?
You can find all my social media links at unstoppablecomics.com. And then Friday with this guy and this guy. And then Sunday here. Oh, excuse me. Friday with this guy and this guy on Comic Book Streamland on YouTube.
All right.
And then Sunday here.
All right, cool. All right. So yes, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those different places. Friday night, you said, like I said, with that guy, and the other guy, and next Sunday night with that guy and the other guy. So that's where we're at. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And please don't forget, please check out the show notes. All of these creators have links in the show notes, and click on those links, buy those books. These creators are all impassioned. They all love their work. They're all incredible work. So please go click on those links, pick up some books, and don't forget, everyone, read more indie comics, especially ours. Have a good night. Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.